Hey guys and girls, so this next video is basically going into more detail on Google Sheets. So let's say this time we have students, we have student name, Mary, Kim, and Lewis, and this student, I don't know, let's call this student Mario. And he's a plumber, okay? And he's got a brother Luigi. So we've got 4 different students that are basically boiling 100 milliliters of water, and they're recording the time every minute and the temperature, right? So at 0 minutes, Mario, Mary, Kim, and Lewis, they measure their water, and we've got some, we've got some range here. We've got some different temperatures, and as time goes on, every minute, 1 minute, 2 minutes, they've been asked to measure it until 16 minutes what the temperature is, okay? So you can see that the temps are going up. We're getting different numbers, okay? Let's say that we want to take this information and we want to now graph line graphs on the same axes, okay? So here's what I'm going to do. I don't know why this is. I'm not a computer person, but I do know that when you want to make multiple lines, column A is always the x-axis, and every following column, B, C, D, E, they can all be graphed on the y-axis. So it's important that whatever you choose your x-axis to be, right, that's the independent variable, it's going to be in A. And for whatever reason, A1 has to be left blank. There can't be any value, any numbers, any text in there. Okay. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to highlight from A1, and I'm going to highlight until Lewis's last piece of data, and that is going to be E19 is my cell right there. That's E19. Okay. I'm going to go to Insert Chart, and we want to do a line graph, and look at that. So I'm going to enlarge this, and we could do a couple of things here, right? So you can see this graph is it's color coded. We can change some stuff up here. So I'm going to double click on my title, and I want to call this, I don't want to call this Mario. I want to call this, time in minutes versus, right, that's what we're comparing, versus temperature in Celsius of 100, lowercase m for milli, uppercase L for liter, of tap water. And if I want, I can, I can spruce this up. I can, change the color. Let's see if I go like this. We can add a subtitle. Okay. And I want to center that. I want to center that. Well, maybe it is centered. What if I go to the right? Oh, I guess that doesn't matter, huh? I'm going to undo that. Okay. And as you can see, this is color-coded, right? So we've got the blue line is Mario's data, right? We've got time in minutes here, and we've got the temperature in Celsius. And let's see, I want to do some other things here. I want a line chart. Let me move my face over here. Okay. And I can start to customize this, right? So we've got our chart style. We can do color background. I can change this to like a gray, right? the chart border, I can change that to like a black. I can maximize it. I can make it smooth. I can reset the layout. All right, so maximizing that really brings me in. Okay, let's see. I can go down and look at charts and axis titles. So I got my chart title, and let's try to center that. I'm not sure why that's. Oh, there we go. Okay, so we centered it. We can bold it. We can, if we want to get real fancy, we can add some flash to it. I can add that in red. I can italicize it. You kind of get the idea. It's like a Google Doc at this point, right? And so that's the chart and axes. Then we get into the series, and what's the line thickness on the axes? So on the left axis, which would be let's make it a little bit thicker. Let's do 4. Okay, so those colors or those lines get thicker for us. We can go real up to an 8. Okay, and be real dramatic with it. The point shapes, we could do triangles. If we wanted to add points, you could do diamonds. If you wanted to add points, see, that's what points would look like. And these are really hard to see because my line is so thick. Okay, see if I can stretch this out a little bit more. I don't want to do that. Okay, so let's do no points. Okay, and let's see. Now see how my graph, it starts around the 20s in degrees Celsius and it goes off the grid. I kind of want to see this a little bit. So what I'm going to do, let's see. If I go to that series, if I go to Legend, I want to go to horizontal axis. Okay, so my labels here, I can change a couple of things here on my minimum value, my maximum value. Okay, so on my horizontal, let's say I want to go from 0 to 20 on the x-axis, right? So I go 0, let's do 30, just see what that looks like. See that? Oh, it changes everything, right? I can change it to 20 as my maximum and see what that looks like. And I can also change my spacing here as well. So if I go to, I've got time in minutes, I can change that as well. Let's say I want to make that larger. I can bold it. I can center that. I can make my time in, let's say, purple if I wanted to. And let's see, the same for the vertical axis too, right? So label font, I can call this, I can go wide on this one. I could do text color of, blue. You see how that changes over here. So there's a lot of things. I can bold it. Show axis line. Now my minimum values here, okay, let's say I want to bring this down, right? This 100 I can't really see because everything is kind of going off the grid. So I want to make my range above 100. So here's what I'm going to do. I'm going to make my minimum value on my y-axis, right, the vertical 0. I kind of like it where it is. But I'm going to make my range greater than 100. So let's say we want 120, right? So see that kind of lets us see that everything's plateauing, at 100. And my default here, let's say I want to go by, I don't know if I can change this here, by ones. So there's a couple of things you want to kind of play with here. Like I said, I haven't done all these myself. I'm still learning. But grid lines and ticks. Horizontal axis, let's say. Major ticks. All right, so we can change it like that. I like that. It kind of goes by ones here, right? So major ticks, and I can do tick positions. I can do inside. You know, I can do tick lengths. I can do 6 times. So that's changing the height of these lines here. I guess they call those ticks. I could do a cross like that. I could do line thickness at 4. Okay. So, and then we can start analyzing this data. Okay. I could start messing around and doing, you know, different types of graphs here. I can do like a combo chart. I can, you know, there's a lot of weird stuff that you can do in here. So finally, I'll leave you with this. Let's say I want to take this now and I want to put this graph inside of a Google Doc. So I would basically click on it, right click on it, and let's see. Here we go. If I click on these 3 little dots up here to the upper right of the graph, I click on those, I can download it, I can publish it to the web, I can copy the chart, and then you could click where you want that chart to go once it's copied, and you could paste it. All right, so hopefully this helps you guys become a little bit more familiar with Google Sheets, and we're gonna hopefully get better at this.